Last week here on Thursday Night Thunder, Chantel Bailey out of Johnson Motorsports race team claimed her 5th record Thunder Championship, taking out Violet Craddock and the Monster Mutt Poodle. The question is tonight, is the West Virginia Mountaineer going to be able to hold on to the checkered flag and overtake number 1 position in the overall points and claim her 6th Thunder Championship tonight?
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday Night Thunder. We are getting closer and closer to episode 100, but tonight, 16 of MTA's best monster truck superstars are going head-to-head, side-by-side racing, and they're all chasing the overall points championship for the month of April and the precious checkered flag that is flying off of the back of the West Virginia Mountaineer. Chantel Bailey comes into tonight's event as champion, and she wants to leave as champion for Johnson Motorsports. Jumping over to round number 1 action. In round 1, we see Overkill Evolution taking on Dragonoid to kick us off. Then the Beast takes on Megalodon. Then we see Cyclops take on the U.S. Air Force Afterburner. Then Outlaw will take on the Liquidator. And then over at the lower half of the bracket, there you see Max D will take on the current champion Mountaineer to close out the first half of round 1. Now, we want to take you down to the track and show you what we got going on. The drivers are going to have to clear a big part of no man's land and hit that first jump just right and make sure that they actually clear to the landing ramp just to get over to the last set of cars before the finish line. Up first in round 1 action, Ray Acuna out of Hagerstown, Maryland, bringing the Overkill Evolution machine to the start line. He is now set to take on Aaron Church, Bakugan Dragonoid. He is racing for his very own team, Sky High Racing, staged here in the near lane. Dragonoid hasn't been running too good out here in the April season of Thunder. He's looking to upset the Overkill Evolution in the far lane. The Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Both trucks are staged. Here's a green light. Now they both off to a good start. Aaron Church got a lead on him, but Acuna's coming back on him in the end. And I do believe that the Overkill Evolution knocked off Dragonoid here in round 1 action. Ray Acuna was giving it all he had there through no man's land. Brought down the big Ford power plant. And look at Dragonoid up on the Jersey wall. We're going down to a MTA photo finish to see who won this deal. Your winner, Ray Acuna, Overkill Evolution, knocking out Dragonoid here in round 1. Up next in round 1, Richard Nelson II in Megalodon, driving for Digger's Diecast race team. He is now set to take on the Chevrolet out of K&J Motorsports. One-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, Jason Craddock, staged over in the near lane now. Richard Nelson ran pretty strong last week, had an incredible save. He's looking to duplicate that momentum right here tonight and take out the Chevrolet and the Beast in the near lane. Who's it going to be? Megalodon taking on the Beast here in round 1. Here's the green light now. Both trucks off to a good start. The Beast pulling the lead. Oh, look out! Turned it over. Did not clear the landing ramp through no man's land. And Richard Nelson takes it all the way down to the end of the line. Megalodon's coming back in round 2. What an upset here to kick off Thursday Night Thunder. And Jason Craddock may have got his bell rung. Watch him coming down the straight stretch. Craddock had a slight lead on him, trying to clear the gap at no man's land. The back tires just barely hit the landing ramp, flipped him end over end. He is all right and out of the truck. A bad day at the office for K&J Motorsports. However, up next, representing Johnson Motorsports, Jeffrey Skipper, a former 6-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, U.S. Air Force Afterburner. He is looking to take on the new kid on the block, Ethan Wagner in the Cyclops Chevrolet. There you see him staged over in the far lane. The old boy had the Chevrolet running strong the last couple of weeks here on Thunder. But Jeffrey Skipper is no stranger to a Thunder victory for Johnson Motorsports. Who's it going to be? Staged now. There's the green light. And Skipper's got him up the line. Wagner trying to play catch up now. And Skipper pulled the trigger and gets the win. Cyclops is out of shape and over the wall barrier, and Jeffrey Skipper picks up the win here in round 1. Ethan Wagner and Cyclops got a little out of shape and knocked it over the wall barrier. They're on the trailer here tonight. And next up, James Valancourt bringing the brand new Liquidator to the line. Now set to take on another driver that's been around for a long time, Jamie Hurd out of Tonganoxie, Kansas, in the Iron Outlaw Ford Expedition. There you see him staged in the far lane. He is looking to rock and roll here tonight, but he's got to knock off another longtime veteran. That is Valancourt in the Liquidator forward. He is now set and ready to go. He has come so close to winning the championship in that brand new truck. He wants to do it here tonight. 2 Fords now, down in round 1, up and over no man's land, and Outlaw loses it there. Coming across the landing ramp, and Valancourt trying to shut it down, actually tags into his teammate there in the shutdown area. But in the event, Liquidator does get the win, and it looks like Jamie Hurd is upside down. Did not clear the second jump coming across no man's land there, or should I say the landing ramp. And now the MTA track crew and officials down there rolling the Iron Outlaw back over. Hopefully he's not tore up too bad. We look to see great things coming from him next week here on Thunder. Next up to the line is new kid on the block, Joseph Nelson, in the brand new Mind Blower, who has been pretty consistent the last couple of weeks here on the April season. And he is running up against a young lady who's been making a big name for herself out here on the Thunder circuit. She took home the checker flag to kick off the April season. Violet Craddock in the Monster Mutt Poodle. She's driving for the Dog Pound race team. Poodle in the far lane, Mind Blower in the near lane. Here's the light now as it goes green. Go Truck's off to a good start. Poodle's got a lead. Mind Blower trying to come back. Oh, look out. Poodle turns it over, and Joseph Nelson may have just skated by. Violet Craddock there in the shutdown area. You see she did not clear the finish line. We're going to take you down to a photo finish to see it more clear. Your winner will be Joseph Nelson and Mind Blower, but not by much. A tough break for Violet Craddock in the Monster Mutt Poodle. But next up in round 1, the Grave Digger at a Diggers Diecast race team. That is Nugget behind the wheel. He is ready to take on the March season rookie sensation. That is Michael Anderson and El Toro Loco. He is staged up now in the near lane. We got to go back and talk about the Grave Digger a little bit. Nugget laid it all on the line last week, made it out, a good showing, turned the truck over, and he is back in action right here tonight to take on El Toro Loco. Here's the green light, the Digger and El Toro down the straight stretch, up and over no man's land. We got a race, and Grave Digger gets the job done. Nugget pulled the trigger through no man's land. He knocks off the El Toro Loco machine early in round 1. A tough break for Michael Anderson. He is on the trailer early here tonight. Grave Digger does move on to round 2, but next up, at a Cobra Creek, Colorado, Colt Cobra and Snakebite. That's Gene Patterson behind the wheel. Now set to take on Steven Hardware, who hasn't had much luck out here in the April season in the brand new Chevrolet Michigan Ice Monster. Hardware wants to upset the longtime Thunder veteran, and Gene Patterson in the far lane. The Snakebite's got the Ford Hemi underneath them, BDS supercharged, ready to knock off the Chevrolet. He told him to fear the Fang. Ford and Chevrolet now down the stretch. Gene's got a lead on him. Hardware trying to come back and does. The Chevrolet upsets the Snakebite here in round 1. Patterson lost it on that last set of cars, right into the wall barrier, and we're lucky there wasn't a shed over there. He might have tore it up, but nonetheless, Ice Monster does move on. And next up, as the action continues, this is Peanut in the Max D machine, now set to take on the current Thunder champion, Chantel Bailey, representing Johnson Motorsports, carrying the checkered flag proudly on the back of the West Virginia Mountaineer. And old Peanut in the near lane, staged in Max D, would want nothing more than to take the checkered flag off of Mountaineer early here in round 1 and upset Johnson Motorsports. Who's it going to be? Mountaineer takes on Max D. There's the green light. Now they're even up the line through no man's land, and they got a race going on, and I do believe Chantel Bailey picking up the win, knocking off Max D early here in round 1. But you got to give Peanut some credit. He had Max D hanging door handle to door handle with the old West Virginia Mountaineer. I think Bailey may have underestimated him there a little bit, but nonetheless, gets the job done. Now changing gears here on Thunder, I do want to make a shout out to fellow racer and fierce competitor Kieran Adams from K&J Motorsports with the crash test dummy. He just had spinal surgery, and all of us here at Monster Truck Attitude and all of the MTA family wish him a fast and speedy recovery. Kieran, you are the true blue champion here tonight, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope your grandpa's doing well and your whole family. We wish you a fast and speedy recovery, and we hope to see you back in Crash Test Dummy very soon. Now moving right along with round 2 action, Overkill Evolution now set to take on Megalodon. Then we're going to see Afterburner take on the Liquidator. Then Mindblower takes on the Gravedigger. And to wrap up round 2, Ice Monster will take on the Mountaineer. Now the Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland had a strong run earlier tonight in round 1. He is rocking and rolling. Ray Acuna in Evo now set to take on Richard Nelson II, who may have caught a break taking on the Beast earlier tonight in round 1. We're going to see what he's got. against the old Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Richard Nelson again had an incredible save last week. He's looking to go 2 for 2 here tonight and claim the championship for himself. There's the green light. Overkill Evolution. Megalodon through no man's land here. And whoa, look out. Overkill gets on 2 wheels down there on the concrete. I kind of lost my words there. There you see Patterson trying to pull out, getting out of his way. But nonetheless, it looked like Overkill got the win. An incredible save by Ray Acuna out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and Overkill. Going back down now to a MTA replay, you see that right here, Richard Nelson has some big-time air, clears the gap, gets a little crossed up in no man's land. Look at the far lane. Watch Ray Acuna on 2 wheels, brings it back down, and folks, he didn't even touch the Max D hauler. What a piece of driving. But next up, James Vaillancourt in Liquidator, representing K&J Motorsports, now set to take on Johnson Motorsports' very own Jeffrey Skipper, a former 6-time Thursday Night Thunder champion in the U.S. Air Force Afterburner, stays in the far lane. These two have done battle before, but now Vaillancourt's in a brand new ride, and you better believe he wants to put Skipper in his place here in round 2. Here's the green light now. Both trucks off to a good start, even up through no man's land. We got a race now across the finish line. And folks, I don't know who it was as they came across the finish line almost at the same time. Both drivers letting it all hang out, trying to represent their teams respectively. Skipper's all up in the hay bales. Your winner, as we look at the photo finish, James Vaillancourt in Liquidator, moves on to semi-final competition. What an incredible race. And now as we move on with round 2, Joseph Nelson and the Mind Blower looked strong in round 1, but so did Nugget at a Diggers Diecast race team, the 1950 Chevrolet panel van in the far lane. That is Nugget in the Grave Digger. He is ready to rock and roll after last week's rollover. He's looking to do better here in the April season, trying to knock off Mind Blower in round 2. Here's the green light now. Mind Blower jumped it, but Nugget's coming back through no man's land here, and look out, Mind Blower turns it over at the end, and Nugget was right there with him. The Gravedigger may have barely come back on him. I'm not 100% sure, but Mind Blower has rolled it over, going across the finish line. Let's go down and check out a MTA photo finish. Your winner, and folks, that is close, and I mean close, but it's gonna be Nugget in the Gravedigger. He moves on to semi-final competition. But next up, we get set to close out round 2. Chantel Bailey back in the West Virginia Mountaineer. She is ready to rock and roll against the Chevrolet out of Michigan. Stephen Hardware in the bad bow tie. Michigan Ice Monster looks strong in round 1 competition. And now it's his turn to see if he can knock off the champion here in round 2. Chantel Bailey currently 5-0 in the racing bracket. Can she put the Ice Monster on the trailer? Ford and Chevrolet now to close out round 2. They're even up through no man's land. Hardware clips the ramp. Bailey's into the hay bales at the end of the track. Hardware's upside down in Michigan Ice Monster. He knew he had to let it all hang out. Gave it all he had with the Chevrolet horsepower. The rear tires clipped the landing ramp and gave him a bad shake. He tried to correct it, but nonetheless up on his lid. And we do move on with the semi-final competition. We are now down to 4. Overkill Evolution takes on Liquidator, and then the Gravedigger takes on West Virginia Mountaineer. Now up first here in semis, Ray Acuna out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Overkill Evolution now set to take on James Vaillancourt, representing K&J Motorsports in the Liquidator Ford. He is staged in the near lane, and it looks like Ray Acuna's hanging out in the far lane here tonight. It seems to be doing good for him. Vaillancourt's been hanging out in the near lane. Who's it going to be? 2 Fords about to do battle. Here's the green light now down the stretch. They're hanging even. Oh my, some sick air from Vaillancourt, but it may have costed him. It may have costed him coming across the finish line, and we have gotten word that it did. Overkill Evolution is the winner, but Vaillancourt skied that thing out through no man's land. And a tough break there for Liquidator, but next up, Nugget bringing back the Gravedigger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Now set to take on 5-time Thunder champion and currently 6-0 in competition here on Thunder. She's trying to knock off the Gravedigger here in the semis, but Gravedigger would want nothing more than to upset the current Thunder champion. Ford in the far lane, Chevrolet in the near lane. Down they go down the stretch. Bailey's got a lead on Nugget through no man's land, and it's all West Virginia Mountaineer. But Nugget was hanging right there with her in the Gravedigger. Definitely the best appearance he's made all April season. It looks like the team has Gravedigger dialed in. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the racing so far. The finals are coming up next. Overkill Evolution takes on the current champion, Mountaineer. You don't want to miss it, and it's next.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Back here now on Thursday Night Thunder, and it is time for the finals. Started with 16, we are now down to 2. Ray Acuna in Overkill Evolution out of Hagerstown, Maryland. He has been running strong all night, but Chantel Bailey has moved her record to 7-0. Can she knock off Ray Acuna in Overkill Evolution and take home a back-to-back Thunder Championship, getting victory number 6 on her side? We're going to see if she can make that record up to 8-0 and take the championship with her right into the final week of the April season. However, Ray Acuna stays here in the near lane for the first time tonight. He wants to knock off the champion here in the finals and claim his first Thunder Championship. 2 forward ovals going head-to-head. It's showtime on Thunder down the stretch. They're even through no man's land, and Acuna turns it over. Bailey got bobbled up as well, but in the event gets the win and claims her victory, going 8-0 here in the April season of Thunder. A tough break. He did not run that lane all night long, and tonight she put him in the bad lane, and it bit him. Going down to an NTA replay, Ray Acuna actually jumped the Mountaineer off the line, holding a steady lead, but watch right here. Flying over no man's land, clipped the landing ramp, goes end over end, and Bailey was out of shape as well, but got her mess nice and tight and brought Mountaineer back down on all 4 tires. She is now a 6-time Thursday Night Thunder champion for Johnson Motorsports. Congratulations to Chantel Bailey on back-to-back victories on Thursday Night Thunder. And now as we take a look at the overall point standings, closing out week 3 of the April season, Michigan Ice Monster at the top with 95 points. Outlaw, Max D, and Dragonoid round out your bottom half with 90 points. Jumping over to the top half of the bracket, Mountaineer takes the lead over the Monster Mutt Poodle with 165 points. Violet Craddock and the Poodle remain in second place with 140 points. Rounding out your top 5 is Liquidator with 125 points, and then Joseph Nelson and Mindblower and Ray Acuna in Overkill Evolution round off your top 5 with 115 points. And ladies and gentlemen, the ladies are taking over the April season of Thursday Night Thunder, holding down the top 2 positions in the overall points chase. Thank you all for coming out and watching week 3 of the April season of Thunder. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure, if you haven't already, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road. See you next week.
Standing tall up in victory lane, I done brought the pain and now they screaming my name. Yeah, everybody saw me rock the place. Now there's flashbulbs are popping and mics in my face. Always giving the crowd what they need. Now they're wearing my shirts front row to nosebleed. Now the crowd forms is what it's all about. Signing autographs until the lights out. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that. Cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that.